Hi, Dr. Nicola with Pura Vida, and I wanted to share a client story today because it was really, really powerful for both myself and my client. She originally presented to me with a variety of things. Big life transitions were going on, but she was having these recurrent urinary tract infections and some low back pain. And so we started out with a typical naturopathic treatment of Manos and some herbs and a homeopathic that was specific for her symptom picture to help clear that infection when it came into her body. It wasn't always there. And we also looked at some mind-body medicine around how she had been living in a very masculine dominated, male dominated world for a long time, professionally and personally. And she had really been letting go and stepping into a new part of her career, a new epic. And so we were talking about, just the divine energy and the divine feminine, that we carry in our sacral chakra and also our second chakra. These first and second chakras can be really important. They also happen to be where our bladder, our reproductive organs, and our low back reside. So we did that and we cleared a whole bunch of stuff that she was really ready to clear. And then what happened was the urinary tract infections continued and they didn't respond as expected to naturopathic treatment, and they hadn't been responding to antibiotics from her primary care either. And so at this point, it occurred to both of us that there's got to be something that we're missing here. And I had a hint that it was interstitial cystitis, which is more of an infection that gets into the lining of the bladder. It's more difficult to treat. So I did a little bit of homework. I found some treatment ideas, but I also discovered that because interstitial cystitis is very hard to treat and often takes months of care, regardless if you're going naturopathic or allopathic, pharmaceutical, it doesn't matter. It's just a tricky thing to resolve in a woman's body. And so a lot of providers, it's very underdiagnosed because providers don't like dealing with it because it's difficult and it doesn't just get better right away, and we have to try a variety of things. And so I was letting her know, this is what I think is going on. I think we need to switch our treatment plan, which we did. And lo and behold, I talked to her last week. She is symptom free for the first time in months and months. And she was just offering a lot of gratitude that I was willing to listen and not just put her on another round of antibiotics the way that she had been treated before. And, we were joking about how it's helpful to have a provider that has done their own work, because for those of us who are in a healing profession, as alternative as you can think of and as Western as you can think of and everything in between, we all carry this archetype of the wounded healer. We like to help people get better. There's something in it for us, and if we haven't looked at what that is, then it can often trip up our ability to think clearly and offer a correct diagnosis, because we want to, it's frustrating when somebody doesn't get better. And rather than look at that within ourselves, we tend to provide lesser care for the person who's not really getting better right away. And it's not a conscious process, but for most of us, it's very subconscious. But as a healer, again, regardless of what kind of provider, if we haven't looked at that, then it clouds our ability to see, hey, maybe this isn't just a urinary tract infection. Maybe this is something deeper, which in this case it was. And so she was offering that gratitude back to me. And then I was offering gratitude to her because she is a fierce advocate for herself and really in tune with her body. So when she was saying something's going on, even though it was subtle, even though the urinary, the sticks, the UAs were coming back negative, she was still experiencing what she was experiencing in her body. And she's like, this still isn't right. And that is the number one thing you can do for yourself when you are on a healing path, is really advocate for yourself. Stand in your truth and in your knowing, like, this may not be showing up on lab tests. This may not be a big deal to you, but I know my body is telling me something and needs assistance. So this is my invitation to you, my begging and pleading for you to be an advocate. It is okay to walk away from a provider who is not listening. It is okay to walk away and seek another opinion, because, we don't all think of things in the same way. There's certainly other providers that have come up with things that I didn't see. And so you are really your most powerful advocate when it comes from your health. And that starts by getting out of your head, breathing your energy into your body and listening. What's here? Oh, I notice this sensation, this symptom, this pain, this smell, this tendency that I know isn't my body's normal. So regardless of what anybody else's normal is or what your blood tests say, follow that knowing, because you're probably right. This is probably your body's call for you to dive a little deeper and support the body in a different way than you have been. So thanks so much for joining me today. If you have questions about your own health, we do have a monthly Foundations in Health group where we come together to do exactly this. Talk about what's going on, talk about the walls that we have come up against, and just have a really one-on-one. Well, I will be the one having conversation with each of you, whoever comes to the group, about what we might want to, how we might want to look at the situation with new eyes, and what the body's gifts and messages might really be underneath. So if you're interested in that, check out my website, Foundations, and look under memberships for Foundations in Health. Okay, thanks so much. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.